Hi everyone, Quinn of Snazzy Labs here, and it has been a very long time since I've done an Ask Snazzy episode. So I asked this morning on social media for all of my followers to send me questions. I picked a few of my favorites, and I'm going to answer them. Ben from Facebook asks, what's your current favorite piece of tech that you use regularly? Well, Ben, my favorite piece of tech right now has got to be the HTC Vive. I've had mine for about 2 months, and I don't really recommend that normal people go out and buy one because it really is still a very expensive tech demo. But VR is legit. VR, when people say VR is the future, I used to think that is idiotic, it's nerdy, it's never going to take off. It's really freaking cool, especially room scale where you can move your hands and it mimics your hand movements. You can walk around the room and it knows where you're going. It's incredibly cool. And I'm working on a video. I just have to figure out how I'm going to film it, make it presentable and interesting. But stay tuned for that. Ben from Snapchat asks, by the way, Ben, that's a good look. Dude, what happened to your brother's band? Many of you might know Logan, my younger brother, who I've talked about before. He's 2 years younger than I am and just got back from a mission like I did from 2012 to 2014. And he released a brand new music video with his band, and it's fantastic. Here's a little sample.
Back there, whisking it up, blue and red lights, cause the neighbors call, keeping it real, just for the thrill, and I'll never take back the days, these memories will never fade, of keeping it real, just for the thrill.
So if you want to see the full video, and I'm hoping you do, the link is in the video description below, or you can click this card up in the top right corner. Kevin from Twitter asks a question that I get every single day. Why don't you do more videos? It's a question that I understand and I would love to answer. There's really two reasons why. Number one, I'm a full-time college student. I'm finishing up my junior year in about a month. Finals are going to kill me, and I'll be graduating in December of next year. The problem is that this semester has been unusually difficult. I've been a student ever since I started this YouTube channel 8 years ago, but this has really been the first semester that I felt completely overwhelmed by managing both things at the same time. There's 3 courses in particular that I'm taking all at the same time that are the 3 hardest courses that I'll take throughout the duration of my major. The good thing is they're all interrelated, so this semester has completely sucked, but once it's done, it should be pretty easy until graduation day, and I can refocus a lot more energy and effort into the channel. The second reason is that I used to have an awesome employee who's now working with Sean Doris, another local Utah YouTuber. And he was awesome. He's great. We love him. But since he's working with Sean now, we need to find someone else. And I'm kind of in this transitionary period where I can't really find anyone that's qualified. I've interviewed a few people and just don't feel like they're right for the channel, if that makes sense. I'm hiring a videographer, so I need someone to do a lot of the video work and B-roll that takes me so much time to do, and all of the editing and uploading, which I'm not really a big fan of anyway. I want to do the content, focus on the videos, be the creator, not the kind of menial doer. Now that I've really sold the job position, if you are based in the Salt Lake City area, you have experience in video and editing, hit me up. I'd love to give you a job. Mitchell from Twitter asks, maybe too late, but given Apple's lack of innovation lately, how tempted are you by the Surface Studio? That's a great question. I think the Surface Studio is an incredibly cool piece of hardware. The problem is that I'm not an artist, I'm not an illustrator, I'm a video editor, I'm a tech creator. And the Surface completely cool studio with the spinny wheel and the pen, it just doesn't match my workflow. Is it amazing? Yes. Do I think that Microsoft kind of out-Appled Apple? Yeah, I do. But I don't really see myself using it because that's not really designed for people like me. But it is a beautiful piece of hardware. Prasoon on Twitter asks, do you think Apple's pricing on the new MacBook Pro is acceptable? Oh, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Pro. I bought one of these new MacBook Pros, but not because I saw it and thought, it's everything I've wanted. A magic little touch bar and no USB ports, no SD card slot, a tiny little keyboard, an enormously large trackpad. I love it. That didn't happen. I didn't think that, right? Like, who cares? The reason I bought one is because I kind of need one. The last several months I've been editing my videos here on a Windows PC that I built, and it's been great because Premiere runs much better on this computer than it does any Mac at a fraction of the cost. But the reason I bought the MacBook Pro is because I'm moving back to the Mac so that I can use Final Cut Pro 10. Jonathan Morrison, the TLD Today crew, they finally convinced me to go back to Final Cut Pro 10. Both are great applications, but Final Cut Pro 10, in my opinion, has a lot of serious advantages in speed and third-party plugins that are really cool that you'd have to use After Effects for and spend hours rendering. It's just a very, very cool application. I'm not ditching PCs by any standard. I have now 3 gaming PCs at home. One's hooked up to my Vive, one's in my room for other gaming, and then one is a third gaming machine that's kind of just like there because I have it. I'm a big gaming fan, and I'm actually really getting won over by the whole PC master race. I'm still mostly a PlayStation guy, but I really do like the ability to play older titles on the PC, and there's some great sales. You can buy like 5-year-old games for like $1, which is a great deal. It's just, there's a lot of advantages to gaming on a PC, and PCs have won me over in that regard. Mobile computing, I'm still on my 12-inch MacBook. I love that thing to death, but it can no sooner handle editing videos than fly to the moon. So I'm not doing that. And I bought the MacBook Pro to kind of work here in the studio. We'll see if it lasts, but that's the plan. I just realized I didn't really answer the question. Is the new MacBook Pro overpriced? Yes, it is. I don't think any logical person could argue that it's not. It looks like a cool machine, don't get me wrong, but it's using last generation Intel processors. My $3,300 computer is capped at 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. Are you freaking kidding me? I have to spend $400 more to move from a 512 gigabyte SSD to a 1 terabyte SSD. $400 for half a terabyte. That's nuts. They're just incredibly, incredibly expensive. They're $500 more than last year's model. They're arguably about the same amount of power. One could argue that they're even less powerful despite being more efficient. So yes, I think they're overpriced. Yes, I think Apple needs to drop the price on them. Do I think it's a cool machine? Yeah. Do I think it'll be a great machine? Yeah. But do I think it's justified to spend $3,300 on one? No, I don't. And I probably won't recommend that anyone do it unless you're doing weird stuff like editing 4K video. Samantha from Snapchat, hey, a girl. We don't get many girls. Samantha asks, when is the next DIY project? I love those. Well, Samantha, you will be excited to hear that there is an awesome, low-cost, budget, really, really, really great DIY project coming next week that you guys are going to love. It's easy, it's fast, it's cheap, and it's really rewarding. It's a great project. I'm excited to show it to you. The last question we have time for today comes from Zachary on Twitter, who asks, Quinn, do you think Nintendo Switch will be successful? And what are your initial thoughts based on the reveal trailer? Well, first of all, Team Karen. And second of all, Nintendo Switch looks awesome. I'm a really big fan of Nintendo, and I have mentioned that I'm moving more towards PC gaming instead of playing on my PlayStation 4 for a myriad of reasons, like much better graphics, generally cheaper games, no cost to play online, the ability to play games that are several years old with no backwards compatibility issues, and last but certainly not least, you can play PC games on your couch with a controller, and that's what I do. You don't have to sit at a computer with your keyboard and mouse, although many people would argue that that's what adds to the experience. I'm not there yet. I am playing a little bit of Battlefield with keyboard and mouse, but I still much prefer a controller. Regardless, I'm a big fan of Nintendo, and you cannot replicate the Nintendo experience on a PC. Nintendo may have never had the best graphics or the best gameplay mechanics, but they surely have a lot of fun games that are really, really great in parties. I own a Wii U and I love it, despite it being kind of a failure of a console. I have a Nintendo 3DS and I love it. And so I'm excited for Wii U because it's a platform that I think will be fantastic. And I think Nintendo has done a really good job. They know that they can't win the market in home console gaming. And they know that not a lot of people still want to buy a 3DS or dedicated handheld console. But if you could combine the two, which they have with the Switch, it's a really, really brilliant combo. Add the fantastic first-party Nintendo titles to a really powerful tablet, basically, and we're starting to get somewhere. I think it'll be cool. Do I think people are going to buy one and then purchase Skyrim Remastered? No, they're going to put that on their PlayStation 4. And I don't think that Nintendo Switch will become a primary console for most people, just like the Nintendo consoles have never been, because graphically they're not there. And even though this one might be significantly more powerful than past consoles from Nintendo, it's not going to be as powerful as the new PS4 Pro or Xbox Scorpio. So it's just Scorpio? Is that what it's called? It is Xbox Scorpio. That's a stupid name. Well, just like I was saying, I don't think that the Nintendo consoles are going to be as powerful as the Scorpio or PS4 Pro, but they certainly will bring awesome first-party titles, and the ability to bring console-quality Nintendo games on the go, that's a thing to die for. So I will definitely be buying one when they come out in March. Well, everyone, that's it for this Q&A, this Ask Snazzy. Thank you so much for participating. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize. We'll do it in the next one. Look for some awesome videos coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Give a like to this video if you liked it, a dislike if you thought it was a piece of crap. You can shop on our Amazon store to support us financially and to help minimize ads. The link's in the video description below. Check out my brother's music video. And as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.